weird though, because like I think there's some things that we do need to be honest about when it comes to what the Eagles can and cannot do. We've talked about how Jalen Hurts to AJ Brown is a phenomenal connection. But I think what we haven't talked about, and I think Nate Tice brought this up, friend of the show, that Jalen Hurts has not been very good on designed runs. And that seems strange because you think of the brotherly shove and you think of him being a really mobile quarterback, but on design runs, he really hasn't been all that effective. And while I understand that this Cowboys run defense can be susceptible, especially on first down, I know that's something Next Gen Stats brought up. Cowboys have the third lowest defensive success rate on first down runs. I do wonder if the Eagles know this, that Jalen Hurts has not been great on design runs, I wonder if that limits what the Eagles can do offensively just enough to where the Cowboys, because they're playing them a second time, can game plan a little bit better, and it limits whatever wrinkles that Philadelphia may be able to throw out there. So in that respect, I think the rematch favors Dallas a good bit more because I think they have a little bit more flexibility defensively to be able to prepare for an Eagles offense that I feel like just isn't the same as it was last year, Joe.
What you would expect in December in these parts. But, man, I got to tell you, as far as sides, it's my favorite side of the week. And
Woo!
I have not faltered on this one all week. It was my gut reaction, and the more and more I look at it, I love it. I like the Bears plus 3.5. I think they're live to win this game like they were a couple of weeks ago against the Lions. Look, the Bears are great at stopping the run. Lions are going to have to run the ball in this game. If you're going to trust Goff in these conditions to pass, have fun. When you look at him outdoors, I mean, just look at the indoor-outdoor splits. Like the touchdown rate goes way down. The interception rate goes way up. Everything. The fumble rate on this team goes way up. They're a completely different team when they're playing outdoors and dealing with the elements. And you look at the defense for the Lions. Since week 7, they are giving up 28 points per game. 28 points per game. Their defense is 29th in EPA per play, 30th in success rate. They're a bottom defense. I just like the way that this one sets up. I'm getting more than a field goal. You've got Eberflus fighting for his job. You've got Justin Fields trying to prove that he should remain the Bears quarterback moving forward, that they shouldn't be focused with that Carolina pick about getting the next quarterback of the franchise. Bears been getting ready for this game. They're coming off a bye. I like the Bears. And the Lions, they got out to that big lead last week. And so, they demolished them. Maybe people stopped checking on it. Well, you should have kept checking over the next 3 quarters because you can make the argument that they were outplayed after that. I don't like the way the Lions are trending. I cannot wait to fade them in the playoffs. Give me the Bears plus 3.5.
Are you going to sprinkle some on the money line, Joe?
I think I will.
Okay.
Thing is, I don't want the Bears to win like usual, but I think there's a very good chance that they will. And for people that are throwing out David Montgomery props, I don't have an issue with that. I was on that a couple weeks ago when they played his first game against his former team. That touchdown did hit, but it was close. It was at the very end. That was the game-winning score on the final drive of the game for the Lions when he did score, and that got home. So that would not surprise me since they're going to want to run the ball anyways if Montgomery has opportunities. But again, that's a tough matchup with this Bears run defense.
And I think it's a bit of an overreaction. CJ Stroud's passing prop, 217.5. I mean, he's gone over that 10 times. And I get your point about who has he played. But every time he's been challenged, I think he rises to the occasion. And, he has faced Baltimore. The Jags in Pittsburgh, their defenses were probably playing a lot better back when, in end of September, early October. The Saints. So he hasn't. Jacksonville again. So I don't know. I mean, I think he can go over the 217.5 because if you do think this could be a closer game or that the Jets could even win, maybe they're even playing from behind and he's trying to pass even more. So I think 217.5 for CJ Stroud is low.
The most obvious teaser spot of the week, right? Just need the Ravens to win. It's a low-ish total game. And with the extra preparation, and we'll see if weather's a factor here. It has been expected to be, but Harbaugh with extra time to prepare over the course of his career has been terrific. I mean, he's 31-16-2 against the spread with 10 or more days to prepare. 31-16-2, which is outstanding. If you're into trends, Lamar against an NFC team, here we go. Once again, that's probably going to be a thing. Now, they win, but they don't have a great cover rate in those games. A lot of people cite that, but yeah, he wins. He's supposed to win this weekend. They're favored by a touchdown. I would have considered it at 7, but at 7.5, I understand why the move got there. There's respected money on Baltimore. It makes perfect sense to me, right? Are the Rams gonna sweep in back-to-back weeks the Browns defense and then the Ravens defense with extra rest? Highly doubt it. That is a tough spot for them. But I get why there's Ravens money at 7.5. I don't think there's Ravens money, but if it comes down to 7, and I don't expect it to, I haven't heard a whole lot of people that are finding reasons to back the Rams. Maybe they do. Naku is fine. He was limited on Wednesday, practiced in full yesterday. Lamar popped up on the injury report, but what do you know? Lamar with an illness. I assume he's going to be fine for Sunday, but he did not practice yesterday. So that's certainly worth noting. And, it kind of got forgotten about, but Mark Andrews out for the season. So how's that going to look? We saw it for one game, then they went on a bye. Maybe Isaiah Likely is something Ryan Williams dropped yesterday. I know a lot of people are talking about it, where he's involved in the offense in this matchup.
I do think that the Rams rushing attack, it's gotten a lot better with Kyren Williams. Never mind who he's gone up against. This has looked a good bit more impressive than it did earlier in the year. And if the Ravens do employ light boxes, I do think the Rams can very much exploit that, especially with those outside carries. Feast famine defensive backs, like I talked before. So longest reception for either of the two stars, I think, is good. You add all this up, guys, I'm making this my alternate spread of the week. I'm going to put the Rams down to +3.5. Still a key number here, but I think the Ravens win, but they're not going to cover. I think this is going to be a really close game. All those blowout wins for the Ravens earlier in the year against NFC teams, I don't think that's pertinent here at all. Rams offense, I definitely believe it, even in those conditions. So I think this will be a very close game. Rams +3.5, my alternate spread of the week.
I think the wrong team's favored. I'll be on the Broncos side here.
Really?
Yeah,
The Broncos
I
to be
just think.
favored?
Yeah, I do. I think the Chargers are an
Wow.
absolute disaster right now, and maybe it's just I just don't believe in the head coach. I don't think they have an offensive identity. And I'm not going to overreact because, the Broncos were rolling. So maybe they're able to clean some things up and get back to their winning ways. So I'll take the points with the Broncos.